Mercer.
And I'm Matt Pangrac.
Welcome to The Cull, a weekly sport fishing debate show. And this week's topic is a hot one. A lot of people would love to see the Bassmaster Classic go back to the summer. I'm here to say we should never have a summer classic again. Keep her cull, Matt.
I'm calling this right off the bat. I don't know why you would say something so sacrilegious like that. I mean, the summertime classic is some of my fondest memories as a young child. It allows kids who are out of school to have an entire week to look forward to in the summer. It also brings in so many more different tactics in play instead of a jerkbait, a jigging spoon, an underspin, a jig, and an FF minnow. I think that it should rotate. I think that you should give anglers who have honed their craft at different times of the year the opportunity to win a fall classic, a summer classic, and a spring classic. I think it should change. It is the World Championship of Fishing, not the World Championship of pre-spawn fishing.
I feel like, yes, childhood memories are very important. I mean, kids used to play with slinkies on stairs, but they don't do that anymore, or lawn darts, because they decided they're smarter ways to do things. I have not one, not two, but three reasons why the Classic should never, ever move from the date that it's on right now. Sometime in late February, mid-March. That's where it always should be for three reasons. Number one, the attendance numbers are through the roof. Year after year, you see that attendance record getting beaten, and it might happen here again this year in Knoxville, Tennessee, a former record holder. That's one. Number two, the TV numbers. Fox is a big partner of Bass. What happens in the summer, late summer, where they would have it where everyone wants to put it? They got a lot of other stuff coming up, college football, all sorts of things coming up. This is the best time of the year for the Classic to air on television, which is ultimately a very important part. And the final reason is this. And none of these have to do with the fishing, because I do agree with you. On paper, the fishing, it'll be different. It'll give other guys an opportunity, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, on paper, that all makes sense. But ultimately, the Classic is more than a fishing tournament. The Classic is a major fishing industry event. And every single year, there is two major industry events. One is ICAST, which happens to be in the summer, and one is the Bassmaster Classic. It doesn't matter the company you work with, the baits you use, the rods, reels, lures, line, they get released at two different events. They get released in the summer at ICAST and in the winter at the Bassmaster Classic. So I think for those reasons, and I get it if you want to look at it from an angler's perspective and say, I want a shot at different ways to fish and this and that, but the winter classics, ever since they moved, have gotten bigger and better year after year.
I guess I'm looking at it more from the on the water entertainment side of the Classic instead of soaking a jig or fishing slowly. Like, I mean, imagine, back in the day, the Classics where the Classic hung on a topwater explosion on a walking bait, or a flipping bite, and the fish comes out hot. From the purity standpoint, I think it gives a lot of guys who excel outside of that pre-spawn time period a much better opportunity to win their classics. I mean, of the 4 classics that Rick Clunn won, look at the time of year that they all were. Mm-hmm. It's also a test of the best. I mean, you throw in the Ohio River there, and you're talking in August. Plus, when it comes to the bait releases, I mean, we're in a social media world now, Dave. You're seeing bait releases 24/7. You're seeing major product revamps and relaunches throughout the entire year. And instead of having it grouped together in ICAST or at the Classic, it used to just be ICAST exclusively. And then people said, well, why are we grouped in with everybody at ICAST when we could come out with it early in the year and have these guys for the Classic? Well, now you've got it saying, well, we've got all this stuff at the Classic, and now we've got some of the stuff at ICAST now. Why can't we do our own? That's a different time of the year. So I think that has changed. While it was true in the past, is no longer true with that. I get the logistics and the numbers, and that's huge. That's why I'm somewhat conflicted on this. I'm going from the angler purity standpoint. I'd like to see it, but I understand that, and kicking it off at Daytona 500 feel, getting everybody excited. It's in between sports. March Madness hasn't started yet. The NFL season is over. The NHL and NBA playoffs haven't started. Everyone's jacked up and has cabin fever. I get that. I understand that. That's a valid point. But taking all into account, I still think it should move around and then incorporate. See, this is logistics. You have wraparound seasons then, or you have guys who are doing it. I get it. We can figure that out. But just based on the question, I'm culling the February, early March only classics, and I'm keeping the move the classic around.
And dude, I get all that. Like, I totally agree with everything you're saying. I think we both accept each other's points, but I feel like I'll be honest, when the classic first changed to the, to where it is, I disliked it. I'm like, wait a second, it's a new season. This is awkward. It's weird. I mean, they had to have 2 in 1 year to make it all work and everything. And I just think we have to realize how big of an event that the Bassmaster Classic is. We like to refer to it as a fishing tournament, and it is, but that is just a very, very small part of that event and the logistics that goes into all of that. And remember how confusing it was that 1 year when it switched and we had 2 classics, so you qualified for 2 in 1 season and all that stuff? That's just going to be a perpetual confusion. Well, is it the summer? Is it the winter? When is it? And I think when a sport gets its spot and an event gets its spot, that's a very important part to ride. And the, you hear a lot of people were kids, there was more kids in the summer stuff. Go to the Bassmaster Classic and tell me you see a shortage of kids. There's a lot of kids. I think what you see now at the Classic, as opposed to in the past, it was a lot more local crowd. I mean, I remember being in Pittsburgh. That was a Pittsburgh heavy crowd there. I got a huge pop. Anybody from the north got a huge pop. Well, now, even standing on the stage, I've realized that over the last number of years, it's less of a homer pop and more of a pop for the anglers in general, because this year we're going to have fans from Japan, we're going to have fans from Australia, from Canada, and all over the United States, and a bunch of countries in between. And I mean, I'm keeping it. It's got to stay exactly where it is. Yeah. But
I hear you. Hey, what are we, like 40 culls in now? I think this one might be the most valid, solid points. Like I understand every single one of your points, and I feel validated in every single one of mine. This was a quality discussion, Dave.
Wow, we don't have those often. It doesn't matter what we think. Let us know what you think. Keep our cull, the Winter Classics.